Hello, and welcome to Slash and Fuck, a stupid sexy D&D podcast. As the title suggests, we are a mature podcast and will be dealing with adult themes and content as our story unfolds. Since you're here, I want to thank you for starting this journey with us, and we hope you enjoy your stay. So without further ado, let's slip into something a little more comfortable.
Welcome back to Slash and Fuck. Thea, Astris, you've made it out of the slime canal, or slime tunnel. That was where we last left off, but leading to that, Thea, you had a date with
And
a
what
boy.
a date. The cute boy.
Yeah. And he was sweet, and you guys might see each other again sometime. Who knows?
Hopefully, we're keeping it casual for right now, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Astris, you got to see Thea in all of her 9-foot, 10-foot glory for a moment and
Big Thea.
get picked up, get some uppies for the first time.
And I also got some meat.
Yeah, and you went and got a bunch of different. No, you got one kind of meat.
And some
It was a tube, kind of. Yeah, it was thick, ground up insect pate. But really, yeah, Astris, you actually went on a little food journey because King Floof said some things that made you feel seen, maybe. Where he was like, yeah, everybody down there, they just eat because it's like fuel to them, nothing more. And you're like, yeah, right. Then he described some delicious foods and why he likes being up here because the food's delicious, and you had your way with the seasonings. You reached around and touched some of the local cuisine. You had your own kind of date.
the Earth Mover's gift.
No, why?
Yeah, you got a couple of those.
Got some gifts. They're in my pockets.
Yeah, and they gave you some choice ones too.
Yeah.
So
Oh, these are the good ones.
yeah,
That's
you got
good.
some big ones. Nice.
Yeah, I'm fondling them a little bit while we look out over this
Blech.
Utopia.
Utopia.
Yeah. Speaking of Keith Floof, he's coming along with you, and it seems like though he's very paranoid and dodgy and feeds you a lot of bullshit, he feels more comfortable now that he's not just following you and that he's with you guys. So it's probably a layer of that onion that you might need to peel back to get to the enigma of Nixie or King Floof, if you will. He's sitting under like the lowest branch of the fern that you guys came out of. When you came out of the slime tunnel, you are up on an elevated foothill with a tree and a big rock and a fern kind of covering the whole. King Floof is on high alert because he sees the castle and city of Utopia. It's not quite nighttime yet, so he doesn't have full concealment. There could be a million things that's going through his head.
Tiny little head.
But yeah, I'm sure you guys are keeping it low too. You're in the bushes and you're just checking things out.
I am, I believe, currently shifted into looking like just like a dude, just like a big dude.
Nice.
I'm just like a guy, just like the most unassuming looking. I'm just a guy,
Just a guy. Yeah.
just a fucking guy.
Just an innocent man.
Yeah, just an innocent man.
Yeah.
It's probably a little startling every time I turn around and see not Thea.
Yeah. Just winking.
Yeah, and then I'll wiggle my shoulders in a way where oh, it's weird seeing Thea's wiggle in not Thea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's definitely Thea, but that's weird.
Yeah. Before you guys go anywhere, as I said, as we closed up last session, you saw the Prominence, which is a volcanically active mountain right here in the Midlands. It's like just smack in the middle. And it seems like it surges from the ground in this straight, sheer cliffs along the sides of some parts of it. And the city is built up against the side of one of these sheer parts of
Oh, so they're that close to each other. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and something else you notice, and the sun is setting, so you're losing daylight, but what you can see and hear is a lot of smoke and industry, and that pounding that you heard when you were in the tunnels. You think you can hear that same rhythmic. You hear it coming from Utopia, and you're starting to see like the fires of different types of industry. It's a far distance to see, but it looks like they might be mining into the mountain itself.
Oh no. They need to stop trying to go underground. Fuck off.
Don't they know there's lava in there?
So yeah, you see the road to your right, south, and you do notice the it's a beautiful time of evening to be out. It's clear out. It's beautiful weather. It's just very nice, and you're appreciating maybe just a bit seeing the sky again. And to the south, you see the sky turn darker and darker black to that blood red line along the horizon. And back up to the north, you see that familiar fractured looking starry aurora. Back home to Faye Daddy. That way.
So far away.
And you remember how, like, when you would get further north, it would seem like the sky got closer to you.
Yeah. It's kind of neat being in the middle of, like, both of them. Equidistantly spooky. I feel like it's been a while since I've been this far south, like south enough to see the ribbon properly.
Yeah. You both were from Dawn's Light originally in the Midlands, but it's further behind you. West. You are now you're in the eastern, would be considered the eastern Midlands. So you bypass going to Dawn's Light, but found yourself in the rising capital.
Just sprung up out of fucking nowhere.
The prominence you notice has large pieces of it look like it's marble, and it seems like they used a lot of that marble to create a lot of the city. As the sun sets, do you guys want to make a plan on approaching? You could walk along the road. You could walk off of the road easily enough and loop around where you wouldn't be seen up further north and to your left. You could also try to maybe approach the prominence from around the outside of the city and see what's going on there with their mining operations.
Yeah, I think... Well, Astris.
Let's get off the road.
I think we should get off the road.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But you're not on the road. You're on the secret exit of the slime tunnel.
Oh, cool. Okay.
We should avoid the roads.
Yeah,
like Miss Lisa said.
Definitely not take the road because it's probably littered with more cops. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, on the road. I mean, you see torches of people with caravans or wagons, things like that coming and going. But you're pretty high elevation, and it's pretty far away from here. But yeah, there's traffic a bit, not a ton, but.
Yeah, we should definitely not go on the road. Yeah, well, I guess let's head toward the prominence.
Yeah, I kind of
see if there's a way in that doesn't involve us going through the city founded to eradicate us.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the mining operation sounds kind of intriguing with regards to getting to hot lava, melty.
Yeah, it could at least give us a way into tunnels if there are tunnels in there. It'll get us into the mountain, which could be useful.
King Floof appears between both of you on the ground, looking up. He's, seems like he's agreeing. He's like, yeah, definitely stay off the road. I've been watching, though, and I think there's sentries or something off the road. There's people without torches out there. Can't quite make out. Either way is dangerous. I think we should go to the city, though.
Oh?
Why?
Because you have the really good disguises, and we can gather lots of very valuable information to use against our enemies.
Uh-huh.
But
And
the leg, though.
Yeah, nobody's gonna... I mean, I think it might
How
be...
are we gonna explain the leg? It's
we won't
huge.
we'll just... Look, we'll just bend it and put it in the bag, like, deeper. Okay, we'll have to take some of this stuff out.
Excuse me?
And he is, like, walking towards your bag, Thea.
Absolutely not, Kat. You touch my shit, I swear to God.
yeah, I don't recommend that.
Like, one ear goes back, and he, like, flinches a little bit, and he's like, okay, we gotta... I think it would probably be in our best interests if we went into the city and, you know, you can always find a tavern or like a bar, you know, where the bartender knows things and there's like people there who know stuff. And, you know, maybe a place to sleep and get, you know, maybe get some dinner, something.
Mm-hmm.
But we should recharge our batteries in a place that's nice and warm and has a bed. And am I alone here? And he like rubs against Thea's and just kind of turns on the charm. He's like purring and then like rolls around a little bit and like touches your toe, looks up.
Astris crosses her arms and is like, I hate to admit it, but I think he's kind of right. I don't think we can...
He instantly gets up and does the same routine with you and just like rubs against you and then sits down and looks at Thea like...
I don't think we can go into the caves like this unprepared and unrested. I feel really defeated saying this, but...
How are we unrested?
Because you haven't eaten a decent meal in a long time. I mean, ask me how I know.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. You know, therefore, ergo, vis-a-vis, I have not had a good meal either.
Well, you know, sometimes we have to tough it the fuck out.
Oh my God. He puts his, like,
wow.
He throws his face back, and sits down in the same motion, and you see his tail just flick back and forth, and he just kind of sits down and puts his face, like, in his paws. Looks like he's shut down for now when you put your foot down.
Astris is like, wow, Thea, I'm impressed, actually. I'm really proud of you.
He just wants food and a fucking bed. He doesn't actually give a fuck. A bullshitter can call a fucking bullshit.
You hear him saying, he's like, these things are important.
Uh-huh.
Well, I think whatever you want to do, Thea, I'll keep you safe either way. Astris is just incredibly gullible, so you gotta be persuasive.
Yeah, King Floof just kind of trudges away. You know, if a cat can trudge and like kick rocks, you know, a little bit. He's just walking a few feet around.
Yeah, he'll pout for a little bit.
Right,
he'll be fine.
Well, like, what do you want to do? You want to go into the mountain?
I want to get rid of that fucking leg before we go into the city. I don't like the idea of taking that thing in there. It weirds me out.
What if it like kills everybody in the city?
I really fucking doubt
easy.
that.
It'd be like,
I don't know. This thing feels like it wants. It wants things, and I feel like that's where the evil thing that is in that leg is strongest. And I feel like taking those things near each other is bad.
I'm not a big fan of fire, so
Oh, you can wait outside.
I'll like hang back a bit, but you know, I catch really easily. I mean, I gotta make sure that you guys succeed on your mission. I mean, obviously, that's what I'm here to do. He says, and like closes his eyes slowly as he's hiding how he looks. The Thea's attendants are all standing there with their hands on their hips, looking supremely cunty right now. Like eyebrows raised really high and just looking for a fucking I wish you would type
Yeah,
excuse.
they can fucking smell what you're cooking.
Yeah. All right, so you guys have a path set for you, and you're going to head down outside off the road, outside of the city towards the prominence and check out their mining operations. Now, a lot of what looks like the major mining operations look like they're going on within the walls of the city, but there are other mining operations going on outside of the city. You're not quite sure. Some, it just looks like they're clearing off giant chunks of wall, like for marble. Some looks like quarrying, and others, it looks like they're going deep, building shafts and things like that. And all about shafts.
A shaft expert over here.
Yeah. Okay. So King Floof mentioned that there are sentries out there that are not.
It would
using
be the
torches.
smart thing to do.
So you guys are gonna have to be sneaky and on guard. And if you see one, either sneak around them or kill them quietly.
Okay.
Because they might have a whistle or something. Astris, I imagine you guys are changing into your outfits.
Or what?
Like our magical girl outfits?
Well,
No,
not your
hell no.
not the final form outfits, but like you're putting your armor on.
No.
No?
No.
Oh wait, yeah, you're disguised. So
Yeah,
you're disguised.
Yeah.
We're
off
just
the road.
dudes.
Trixie
You're just-
DM.
So you forgot where you were. You got lost. Is that your story?
Oh yeah, we don't really have one.
I thought we were pilgrims.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were pilgrims that got
We're just
lost on
Innocent
our way to
pilgrims.
see the great city.
Yeah, you got blown off course.
Yeah. From Dawn's Light.
There you go.
yeah.
We're from Dawn's Light, and we got lost. There were some brigands, and they hassled us, and from then we were afraid of the road, and then we
Right.
got lost, you see.
We got separated from our main group, which is why we're so lost.
King Kloof looks very concerned.
Oh no. We're just poor
He's
innocent
like-
babes.
Let's just hope we don't have to talk to anybody.
I'll pull something out of my ass, I hope.
He's like, okay, try to be, and he's staring right at Astris as he's saying, it's like, let's everybody try to be as stealthy as possible.
Oh god.
Yeah, roll your stealth checks
Oh, is that what
as you make a stealthy approach with your dark vision.
I can inspire you.
Yes, please.
I'm gonna say, shh, shh, shh. And now you get a D4. Oh, I'm sorry.
D9.
I'm sorry, a D6. What the fuck?
I rolled a 6, and then I rolled a 1
I rolled a
on
15.
yours. Hmm.
All right. Like the shadows themselves. Honestly, Thea, this is the first time you've witnessed it. You see King Floof stealth and start to hide on purpose. And he's not hiding from you. He's just like being a stealthy boy. And you see him just as quick. It's his quickness and also just his uncanny ability to stick to the shadows and his ability to climb walls and all that kind of stuff added together. But to see it, it was like frighteningly fast. It was if you blinked, you might have missed it. And he just shoots forward in the grass, and you can barely see the grass moving just at the base. Astris, you see Thea crouched low and blend in with the shadows well enough. The clothes are the right color. The blue hour is passing, so there are not really any shadows here at the moment. But you see her melt into the shadows as well. Astris, as you go to follow her, your foot catches on the knot of the tree you were just hanging out under, and you stumble a bit. You don't fall down, but you stumble a bit, and the supplies in your pack just kind of clanged together like something that was wrapped up, like unwrapped a little bit, and just like clang, 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 and you just stop yourself immediately. And you just see eyes poke out from the tall grass.
Oh, great.
Two sets of eyes, being Thea's and King Flu's,
Oh.
looking at you judgingly.
We're judging you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's worse. I can't kill you guys.
Ha.
But they end up moving to the side, and they're flanking you as you're making your way down the hill. It just can't be helped. You'd have to go through your pack and retie everything. So it's just like, fuck it. It's a lone traveler is kind of like the assumption.
So just play it cool.
Yeah, just be
Be
cool.
cool.
You're good at that.
You're so roll for cool.
Great.
When has that ever failed?
So after a while, Astris, I'll let you roll another stealth check if you want, because it doesn't seem like nobody ran up on you with horses, because you were just pretty far out at night. If the sound did carry, it was 15 minutes ago, and you're like, I don't know.
All right, no one cared enough. No one gets paid enough to care.
7.
All right, so we're rolling with what we got here. Very consistent, at least. So not raising suspicion.
Die in jail.
Because it doesn't seem like somebody's trying to sneak up on anybody over here.
I don't know what he's rolling.
Be worse.
It was an 8.
Fucking God.
It's really just the bottom of the barrel fighting inside.
Yeah.
I usually keep that to myself, but I had to let everybody know. It was an 8.
Beautiful.
En contraire, I am the DM, therefore my rolls suck. You all hear, after Astris stumbled yet again and the clinking got worse, and you're like, oh, it's the cooking stuff. Great. The forks are out of the thing. Great. You both hear noises up ahead, and it sounds like movement. It sounds like armored movement from 2 sources coming up in front of you. As if a couple of people are walking up towards you. Actually, roll a perception check.
Can I have that one?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you can just put your... I'm just kidding.
Oh, I get to add something to it, though.
I was like, what? Shit, what was my...
5.
15 again. No more that dice. You put that dice in jail. No
That
more
was 3 different dice.
3 different dice? Your fucking hand is cursed!
Oh, I'll try my left hand.
Yeah, you gotta do it the hard way.
Ha.
All right. So, Astris, unfortunately, the cooking stuff that got out in your pack is distracting as hell because it's right next to your head. You did hear some people coming up. They were loud enough that you were like, oh, there's some people. But you're not really hearing what they're saying or anything like that. But Thea, you hear 2 men whispering, gruff voices, they're like, keep it down, that way. It sounds like they're trying to be stealthy, but they're not. They're kind of wheezing and they seem a bit out of shape. Not the most stealthy guards you've ever seen. But then again, you don't hear any others, and those are the ones you need to worry about.
Can I want to try to distract them and send them farther away by, making a noise somewhere else. Oh, wait, I have thaumaturgy for that. I don't need to make an explosion. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to
use your instrument, because
yeah.
you can make it go twice. All the spells go twice as far with using it.
Oh, that's right. All right. So I'm going to sort of use my instrument. I don't know if I can pluck the sounds of dishes clattering or something, but making it sound like it's farther toward the road. Those sounds maybe just bounced off of some weird stuff and came from the road. I want to try to make some sounds in that direction that might persuade them to think that maybe those were just sounds that were bouncing off the hill weird.
Okay. Yeah. Is there a role for thaumaturgy at all?
It just kind of happens, I think.
It's just a limited
cantrip.
wish type thing.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. I would like you to roll a performance check with advantage because you're using your cool instrument.
For my cool instrument. Okay. Those are good. 18.
You make a rattling noise with your instrument, clacking on the hollow of it with your nails and sort of hitting the string just a bit, muting it on the way down, giving it a weird, clacky, thumpy, unnatural noise going off from northwest of you. Let me see if these blokes can decipher.
These blokes over here.
Yeah, see if they know it's what. Do they? They seem to fall for it.
Idiots!
Yeah, you fucking idiots.
Fucking idiots!
Fools.
You fools!
I'm going to say, I forgot to make you roll a stealth check to get around them, but it doesn't seem like you really needed to position yourself like that anyway.
True.
So, you went through the brush, you made some weird noise that you discovered practicing in bed one night. You're like, whoa, that's like a weird thing.
That's a fucked up little sound I just made.
Yeah. And it works to perfection. They're like, who's that? And that way. And you hear him scuttle off like wheezing, stomping through the brush. And it seems like you got through this patrol.
Once they're gone, I like poke out and I look at you like, bitch, shush.
I feel like I just
Big shush.
successfully hid. That's what that felt like to me.
You know what? I'm
Like,
gonna give that to you.
you made it.
Listen, you avoided them the once, but we won't be so lucky again. You'll
Like-
only be so lucky so many times.
So Thea, that's what you're trying to like tell her with your eyes, with
Yeah.
your finger in front of your mouth. And Astris, you see her kind of like looking intently with her finger in front of her mouth, and you're like, yeah, we did it. We were so quiet. Hell yeah.
Go
And you
Tio.
return the favor, like, hell, you're nodding
You did
and putting
it
your
so
finger.
good.
Like, yep.
I'm like, this must be
Stealth
our
team.
special sign.
This
Stealth
is
team.
our special sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I've always wanted a cool friendship sign with somebody.
And that's how you take that. Another bonding moment.
I love this.
And
Another
you guys keep
installment
going.
of Thea's a bitch and Astris is a cinnamon roll.
I'm failing up, you know?
Hey, you made it past the first patrol.
Whew. Only 7 more to
But
go.
that implies another one.
Exactly.
How many you do not know, but you're getting closer. King Floof is appearing every once in a while and directing the path.
Excellent.
He jumps out ahead and then kind of bounds back, and it's actually pretty cute because it's like a pounce motion.
Oh.
You know, like he's got his feet in front of him and everything, and he's like, stop, you know. He doesn't say anything, but you're like, oh. Yeah, so he'll like pounce in front of you to stop you, and then he'll kind of jump off a little bit in a different direction, then stop, and then like look behind him. Once you start moving, he'll blink slowly and then disappear. Yeah, so every once in a while, King Floof directs your path. This time he comes back and stops you. And it looks like he has a bit more alarm on his face and doesn't do his normal thing. And it looks like he's lying low and just crouching really low where you are. So roll some stealth checks.
All right. Can I like assist her? Since last time went so poorly, can I like try somehow to assist her ass?
All right, roll yours first.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Oh, that's really good. Okay, wow, that's some numbers. Oh fuck. Okay, 16 plus 5.
Okay, 21.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah. So you So you come up to Astris gliding across your old footsteps so as to not make any noise. You clasp the part of her pack that has been making noise, and you start walking with her in rhythm. And Astris, I will give you advantage on stealth now.
Holy shit.
Oh god, please.
19.
Oh fuck yeah.
Saved me.
All right, so something about walking in lockstep, Astris, and you've never done it stealthily before, but you've done plenty of marching drills and things like that. But yeah, walking in lockstep and you're like, oh, this is how you do it, quietly. Okay. You do realize the noise, just got muffled and you're like, all right, that helps a lot. But what really helped was watching her do it and doing it at the same exact time. So it gave you more insight into keeping quiet, at least in this environment.
How to move like you're doing crime.
Now I realize how loud I was being earlier, and I'm a little
this is why
embarrassed.
The guards never caught anybody.
Yeah, no, you do know because you start timing your breathing as well. You're picking up everything that she's doing and you're like, okay. And as you get into rhythm with her, that's when you notice the true silence. And you're like, oh, it was me.
It was me. Truly.
Yeah. So let's see if these guards can see you.
These fucking guards.
We got a 19 and 21.
Yeah. please be underpaid and overworked and not give that much of a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm banking on is apathy.
Sleepy drunk boys.
Can always count on the DM to roll.
That's a 5 and a 6.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fucking
fuck
basically
yeah.
snake eyes.
Oh,
It's
wow,
like,
they're so dumb.
imagine if I had advantage. You know, it's like that's the type of shit I get. Anyway, it's not for me. It's for you. Yeah, you guys just stop where you are at first, and then you start moving in it. Like, it looks like you're rotating from your position, like you're moving around somebody as they're coming towards you. You actually smell a cigar, and you hear somebody hawk a loogie, and you can just hear them just waltzing right at just crunch, 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 as loud as can be, not trying to be stealthy. And you maneuver around them easily and quietly, and they just didn't see you at all and kept moving along.
I do the hand sign from before, the like quiet one. Like, yeah.
I look over and I also press my finger to my lips and I go, mm-hmm. And I nod. Like, yes, this is our thing now. I'm also gonna tap you on the butt like, good job.
Oh,
Now,
I love positive reinforcement. Oh my God.
now you can continue to walk like this, or you can take a minute, try to rearrange the pack a little bit, but do it quietly. Thea could do it, and you guys could work on it together with advantage. Whoever's stealthier, if you want to, because moving like this is going to be slow.
Yeah, we're not always going to be able to be like right on top of each other. So I think we should take the time and do it.
All right.
I have, I think, the highest on stealth stuff, so I'll do the roll with the Astris help advantage.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, those are both pretty good. So that's going to be 17.
All right. I'm just going to roll 3d12 wandering trolls. It pops up here.
That's fine.
Oops. It's cocked.
Yeah, but is it cocked how we
That's what
like
she
it?
said.
Exactly.
Thank you. We're on the same wavelength.
Oh my
Stupid and sexy.
To Astris's credit, when you open it up, it's like a key ring of forks and spoons and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
And that's what got out in one of the cups, the like metal pots. There is no way to remove that from the pot without making some noise. And everybody cringes when you do it, and it does make a noise, a little one. But you think that they're far enough away now that it would have been drowned out in the just wild noises, and they weren't really seeming to be paying attention that hard.
Sick.
But yeah, after you pulled it, everybody just pauses, nobody breathes, and listens, and it seems like you're okay.
Like Jenga.
Yeah. Yeah, and it makes you want to, throw them into the wilderness, but that would make too much noise.
Yeah.
You carefully wrap them up tightly and put them back and make everything secured. Yeah, that's fixed, and you can keep moving on.
Sick. We do that.
Please don't make me roll.
Please don't make me roll.
I know, usually I'll have like nearly an entire session with no rolls, but not this time.
It's going to be like falling down while running away from fucking Glasswing all over again.
God.
That was funny as fuck, though.
All right, so now you guys are moving into more open field.
Okay.
Less trees to just be behind. There's one every 50 yards or something like that. But the hills are rolling, so you can sort of stay behind things. You do notice as you get closer to the city that there is what looks like a guard outpost made of either a dark wood or a painted wood that you couldn't see before. And there are horses stabled on the far side. it looks like either there's no windows or there's curtained windows or something like that. But there is a little black building over there, which you could only assume is some sort of satellite guard unit.
Best avoid that.
Yeah, I hate this. I'm scared.
You should know exactly how they operate. This is your forte.
So at this moment, you don't see anybody outside. Do you want to try to avoid it at all costs, like go around it? It's going to cost you some time. This is pretty much in the direction, almost like it's set up there for a reason.
Yeah. Almost like it's a good place to put it.
Yeah.
It's almost
Okay.
strategic.
And know that the fields get more and more open the further around this hut you go.
Do all the sides have windows?
You
But they all kind of look like they're like covered over at least or something like that.
it either doesn't have any windows or they are completely shuttered. But you don't see any
Okay.
light is the main takeaway from it.
I think as long as we continue stealthing, if we can just like sort of take the way with the most obfuscation.
That would be right by the hut.
All right.
Oh, they'll never see it coming.
I'm not going to draw you a whole map, but it is the most advantageous way to get by. Otherwise, it would leave you far too vulnerable downhill of a dangerous position.
Oh, with the open fields, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it's
I don't
like,
like the idea of being
yeah,
on the field.
we could spend an extra hour or two going really wide, but even then, we're still like, we can be seen against the
That.
side of the hill. You guys have been sneaking for a while now, and it's definitely full dark. Now, do you want to go really slow and try to walk Astris through this one again? Like you did with the pool, the billiards and all that?
I feel like that went well, so I feel like I should do it again. I'm gonna
Yeah.
help.
Let's march stealth.
All right, 14 plus 5, 19.
All right.
For me? That's my roll too.
That's my roll too.
I also rolled that because she did it for me. It was a ghost roll. That's what it's called.
You see King Floof's eyes rise out of the grass, looking at Astris.
This is the last die. I have not
Guy?
gelled yet, so
All right,
let's
it's
go.
up to you.
Oh shit! That's a 20.
Yes.
Oh, it is the
Yes.
dice.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, we're all so fucking proud.
Wait, I don't remember if I had advantage. I
No,
don't
you
need
didn't.
it. Right.
You went raw on that one.
Rah.
And
So proud.
yeah. So you saw King Floof's eyes, poking out, looking pretty like, oh God.
Judgmental.
And then Astris, you stare right back with furrowed brow, and you're like, watch this. And you just sink into the shadows and do exactly what Thea was doing, but oddly enough, even quieter than she was the last time when she was helping you.
Damn.
And Thea, you're surprised by this too. You're like, oh, geez, she is a quick learner. That's
Please.
crazy. And Thea, you're starting to get why she was picked for all of the athletic things for whatever she does.
Oh yeah, Jock.
It just clicks.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Physicality.
And as you sink into the shadows, Astris, you do see King Floof's eyes slowly blink and disappear in
so
approval, you
proud.
think. Yeah.
The void is proud.
All
point
of the
is
positive reinforcement
very
tonight for Astris.
Yay! I have ideas.
Yeah,
Like, is there such things as stealth paladin? Because I want to be that now.
oh my god.
So you guys all do your thing. You blend into the shadows and start making your way downhill, just a little bit out of sight of this hut, having to cross a dangerous crossing. You all scuttle across. When you see that it's clear, you do it silently, no dust kicked up, anything, and you make it just past the hut on the southern side, where you can just start to see the stables, and the horses are starting to make some noise. They're agitated, and Astris, you can make an insight or an animal handling. Thea, your stomach starts to drop as you hear the horses starting to get riled up.
Oh, shit.
12 animal handling.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, just from your knowledge of war-trained horses, if they're already making noise, they know you're here.
Fuck.
And you know that they're about to make a lot of noise, and they're going to alert the guards if there are any in there. But you assume there are because there are horses. So you know you only have, let's say, a round or two to do something before the horses start going crazy and the guards come out of this building.
How far are we from the nearest tunnel inside? How far are we from the base of the mountain? So we should just fucking book it, maybe?
It's like you could kill all those horses.
So between
Oh!
yes.
Oh, no.
Kill the liability.
I mean, I could bring that roof down on top of them, and then that could
Very
be the
quick.
reason they started making noise.
So
Just faulty buildings.
So stealth.
unfortunately, it is more and more clear the closer you get to and exposed, the closer you get towards this mountain. You're going to be heading first downward off of the slope that you're on right now, where this hut is, into a valley that's may as well be a giant meadow with large rocks here and there,
Cool,
craggy.
plane. Nice.
Yeah, definitely. And there are guard towers on the far end.
Oh, nice. Cool.
So this place wasn't set up by noobs. You're starting to see. This is a hard one. But no torches have been lit. No actual shit has happened yet.
I think they can smell us.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get caught. And I boof into shorter, more buxom version of you with longer hair. And I'm just like, we're sisters now.
Astris, yeah, you see before you what could be very well be your little sister. You do notice that she made herself like your hotter little sister, though.
Fucking bitch.
Like, so good. You're like, oh, okay, all my insecurities. Okay.
Right. Yeah, that's what. Okay.
Thea, so that was a buxom man too. Like I don't know what you're insinuating.
It's like
He had huge titties.
Gumdrop would always turn into like a pink version of something. Like, yeah,
Oh,
you're the
yes.
buxom version.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's boobies on everything.
So Astris, you see her skin start to ripple and change into the prettier version of your little sister, if she existed. And as she does that, you see King Floof come running up, bounding, and jumps up into Thea's arms. And right when he lands in her arms, he turns white.
Oh.
And then he has this really innocent expression on his face.
Oh.
And it's just kind of... Like he's never seen any of this before. And
He's so innocent.
He's just seeing things for the first time.
Aw. I'm gonna call him Princess.
Princess.
He looks over you sharply for just a second and then goes back over to his act.
All right, Astris, I need you to be desperate and scared.
Oh, ooh.
All right, time to be just innocent women alone.
It is
At
time to
night.
play to stereotypes so hard.
There we go.
I don't have a knife.
I
I'm not
can't kill
armed.
you with every implement in this room.
So
what?
We should bang on the door.
We're gonna have sex on the door.
you don't have time to get up there and bang on the door, but you do have time to group up, say what you're doing, and change the way you look.
Okay.
And King Floof does the same, and you're both like, "Oh," at the same time. And then you hear the horses start, going crazy and making crazy horse noises. And you see the door to the hut bang open. And,
when all the loud things start happening, when the horses start screaming and the door bangs open, I clutch him tighter to me and I give a scared little scream.
Okay. And King Floof is clutching back and looking over his shoulder at the door that just opened, silently screaming. His mouth open.
Internally screaming.
Kind of looks like he's making the noise that you're making. And you're all bundled together looking very distressed when you see 4 guards come rushing out, and they have swords and they have crossbows. They have torches that looks like they're just lighting as they're running out. And one of them's running over to the horses. One of them's running the other direction, and 2 of them are running straight out. You guys aren't hiding, so the 2 guards immediately in front of you see you, and they call out, and they're like, "Here, there," and they point out, and all of the guards look at you.
Look like I'm about to start crying.
They immediately rush over, and they're looking around. You know, they see you, and Astris, and they take it in, but they're looking around for threats. They're looking for like what's chasing you, and they're like, "What is it? What is it? What are you doing out here? How did you get out here?"
We got lost off the road. Where are we?
Astris, do you want to say anything, or are you just crying?
I'm just looking pitiful and not protective or helpful at all. And so I'm just looking pitiful.
Okay, so you're all right. So I would like to see a performance from Astris as she's taking a back seat, looking pitiful. And Thea, I would also either like a performance or a persuade, whichever is higher, as you're taking the lead here.
Oh, yes.
Likewise.
Oh, all right. That's 17 plus 6. So
23?
thank you. Thank you, someone who can do math.
Oh, I forgot mine. 22.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Work.
All right. So these guys don't seem like idiots.
Uh-huh.
It's actually the first thing you both notice. They're not like, what's going on here?
What's going on?
They're like clear, concise. They came out in formation. They had like what they were doing, and they immediately started, searching the area for danger and asked you what's going on. So they are looking at you with extreme suspicion and skepticism, but you can tell they bought it from both you and Astris. Like, you're both selling it. Even King Floof is selling it. Like, they're like trying not to look at him. They're like, that's just fucking, like, they're looking at you and Astris. Astris, are you looking as sexy at all? Or are you just looking kind of like beat up older sister? Or like beat up sexy older sister.
Yeah. I'm the.
You've been dragging your little sister along this whole time, having to be the strong one, but so you're the dirty one. Your clothes are ripped. Yeah, so you're showing a lot of skin through ripped clothing. Ooh. And Thea, you're always sexy, but you're playing it up even more. So you're pushing your tits in their face and bouncing on your toes and doing the whole thing, and it works. Everything's working. And you know it. You've got them. You're like, okay. And they were tough customers. It's like dealing with a cop in the middle of Russia, in the middle of happy hour.
Like, listen, I know I look guilty, but I'm not guilty.
Right. And they're like, oh, okay. And they're like, are you sure it's just you? You're not fleeing from anything?
No. We stepped off the road just a little. And then I blush because I don't want to talk about it because it's like, going to the bathroom or something like that. And it's just so embarrassing.
Hey, it's okay. And he like puts his hand on your shoulder.
And I kind
just
of look
calm
over
down,
like,
okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, we're here. We're here now.
We've just been trying to get back to the road. We've had such a hard time finding it. I thought we would spend the night out here.
No, not on our watch.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
You're safe now.
I
both of
I told you we'd find someone who'd help us.
You hear the other guards in the back who are just like, I don't know how they got past Jake and Derek over there. They're like doing that. They're adding it up and stuff, and they're just like, so they just wandered over here through several patrols of stealth guards and stuff like that.
I don't know how to tell you, patrols suck, but
so they're it seems like because they bought your whole act and everything, they're just like, this is not going to be good. Like, you even hear one of them mention, it's like, I bet he was smoking out there too. Like, we have a no light policy.
Fuck yeah.
Got him in trouble.
They didn't see us and we got them in trouble.
Yes.
This is the best.
We did that special kind of damage that you can only do with the persuasion. Yeah.
So, Astris, from what you think, because they've changed the insignias a little bit, it looks like this guy's a sergeant or something. So he's in that cool area where he has to be best friends with everybody. Level of management that you got to see sometimes with the knights in that that whole training area, but it's been a while since you've seen what looks like well-trained soldiers, especially wearing the armor you used to wear.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're like, where the hell did they get this fucking training?
When did these guys get good?
And you're like, if only I just waited.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you come back to your school and they've got all these cool new buildings and you're like,
every time, yeah. It's like
they get laptops
here's
now?
the new,
what the fuck?
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, so this guy who's holding your shoulder, Thea, he introduces himself as Devin. And Sergeant Devin.
Sergeant Devin.
Yeah.
God, he sounds punchable.
He he's squeezing your shoulder assuredly, but it's more like that he's showing off how strong his grip is bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he's wearing armored gloves and everything's really tough and strong about him.
And I'm just so impressed.
And you're melting into it, and boy does he's fallen for it. You've got him. Astris, one of the other soldiers is coming near you too, and he tries to console you. He starts rubbing your back.
Ew. Ew.
Do you say ew, or do you just cry more and give them the impression that you need your space, or do you actually lean into it?
I'm the stiffer older sister, but I want to give him the impression that I soften a little bit. Right. Now that my job is done, right?
Right.
Now that we're safe.
We're safe.
And you rolled so incredibly well on this guy. I'm going to give it all to you. So the second he puts his hand on your back, you start sobbing. You went from just like sniffling and trying to hide it and being tough to all of your defenses just went down because this man just saved you. And he's here to help.
Thank you.
Yeah. And he goes, come here. And you don't have to be strong anymore. And you're looking over, over his shoulder, through your hair a little bit at Thea, and you guys make eye contact. Yeah. And it is the most evil look that you could give one another. Just like, yeah. And then Astris puts the finger above her mouth and gives the stealth sign. And we'll say you did it smoothly enough that they didn't all just see you guys do a signal to each other, tapping the side of your nose or whatever.
Yeah, my fingers crossed behind my back.
Right.
Oh my God.
And they're like, please come inside, come out of the cold.
Oh, no.
And it's not cold out at all. It's a beautiful spring evening. It's you could be naked right now and be like, this is great.
We're so hungry too.
So cold.
Yeah. And King Floof, when you said you're hungry, it just like meows and gets more pathetic and like,
good boy.
Yeah, it gets fluffier. Yeah, and so the other guards, they make sure everything is clear. They calm the horses down, and two of them are just like, all right, let's go pull the first patrol and send them back here. And you hear them just kind of muttering about what they're going to do and debriefing, etc. It looks like they're kind of in deep shit. They're going to go one patrol at a time and ask why two demure little sexy women just got through their defenses.
Two suspiciously hot women.
Yeah, blondes with a fluffy white cat crying the whole way.
Weak, innocent.
Yeah, just weeping. The whole
Babe.
time.
Listen, they get really uncomfortable when you start crying. I hate that it works, but
It's
it
so true.
works.
Like anything I can do to
trade
stop
secrets.
this.
Sometimes you've got to use sexism for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And you enter in, which is a kind of a weird room. It's a room within, like, with another door, kind of like an airlock. And you see that this hut is double walled. And on the inside, there are lanterns, very lowly lit. And it looks like it's sealed so that no light can get out.
Oh, somebody is home.
Yeah. And then you see cards on the table, dice. They're out here for hours. Astris, you know the drill. You're like, oh, yep, okay. You even saw the socks that were left out front, like as like the rule that if you're out on a long stakeout or something, like if you're going to take your socks off, put them outside, things like that. So it's familiar and it is kind of nice a little bit, especially because you're not killing anybody or having to defend yourself. It's almost a homely kind of feeling for you.
Familiar.
Yeah, it's familiar. And
Weirdly familiar.
it's, it smells like the guards. It's, feels like the guards, But, you get in. King Floof jumps down and goes under the table that they have their cards on. And they're like, please sit down. And they pull their wooden stools out and give them to you.
It's going to ruin their card game.
Yeah, I don't think they care. There's two women here. So they're like get them some water. And like one of them like
Finest.
pulls out some water and brings it over. And then like the other one looks kind of shifty. And then he goes back and grabs another skin and like pulls it out. And he's like, is that? He's like, yeah. He's like, we're not supposed to have that. He's like, I know. And it's wine. And so they're giving you water and wine, and they're digging through their bags, and they're giving you rations, and they're giving you hardtack, and they're giving you jerky, whatever they've got. Astris, you know that you're basically eating all of their food.
Nice.
All
Don't
the
feel
food
bad.
they have out there for however long they need to be out here.
Don't feel bad.
See, this is a different kind of damage.
Stomach lining damage.
And so, yeah, you're just in there. Oh, yeah. Do you have any more? I'm still
Yeah,
hungry.
It's been so long since I've had any food, and
So you guys are being evil and just taking these guys for a ride.
Attempting to.
The issue is that the more that you take them on for a ride, the closer and more comfortable they get. And, now they're sitting next to you, their shoulder pressed up against you, laughing, putting their hand on your leg.
Doing the stuff.
And they're just talking about how lucky you guys are to be picked up.
So
where you
lucky.
were. And you didn't end up, killed out there in the field.
I keep rambling on about how excited we were for the pilgrimage and how deeply we value chastity and purity. Yeah, so just kind of talking about how excited she is for the pilgrimage to the holy city and to see it with her own eyes and ask them questions. I feel like the more questions she's asking them, the less they can ask her.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, they keep shifting the conversation to like what would have happened if like you guys had crossed the field or if like you had flashed a weapon or something. And they would be like, oh, yeah, no, instantly. And like your head would have just all they really know is just like how big and strong. And every time, you bring up like, oh, like what's it like in the city? And they're like, well, sometimes it's a little rough. You got to put people in their place. This one guy, I'll tell you this, you don't want to mess with me. Okay. And they'll go on in their story, and it's every single one of them is just somebody brutalizing a drunk person or something like that. And you're like,
wow.
oh,
Wow.
I'm so glad you were there.
And, it all
Such
seems
an
like
important job.
believable because they probably did do that.
Yeah.
Fucking pricks, obviously.
Yeah. But yeah, the more you drink wine with them, the handsier they get. And
I go very slow. I'm not drinking. I'm not drinking that much. Oh, okay.
The more the hate. Oh,
Got it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so they're getting the idea that they saved you and this is happening.
I keep pouring them just more wine and less water.
Right.
Like, oh, here, let me fill up your drink.
Yeah, they're kind of like, well, we shouldn't, but it's only those two. And so you guys have been hanging and drinking for a little while. And do you bring up the chastity?
Not like explicitly, but kind of just like in that like, wow, I so believe in the message of the church. And like, I'm very against sin and that kind of icky, filthy, sexy stuff.
it's so good that you found us and not some unholy sinners.
Some perverts.
Exactly.
We found the Lord's workers in you, and so we feel safe. These are men, not monsters.
Right. So you are hyping them up, their egos
Right.
up as noble protectors of women. And
virtue.
they're getting into it. Yeah, they're like, I would literally, if somebody came through that door right now and they were after you, and they go into eye-watering detail about how they would just tear somebody limb from limb.
Absolutely protect your virtue.
Right. Yeah, just for you. And this is, very impressive, they think.
So special.
So you eventually steer it away from them thinking that they're going to have a shot tonight or anything like that. They definitely do have their hopes up because there are women here and you never know.
Yeah. You never know who's not a true believer.
Right. That's true. They've heard it a million times, of course. Yeah. All girls are about purity, sure.
Yeah. Walk the walk.
So they start saying like, all right, I think they're probably going to come back here pretty soon, Devin says. And then after a little bit longer, the patrol shows back up with the other two units. You can hear them coming inside. Come inside. The two guards that were with you stand up straight and act like they've been standing guard the whole time.
Probably have been.
Just like right next to where you guys are sitting comfortably or as comfortably as you can on those stools.
Normal.
You hear the guards start asking them like, oh, you didn't hear these guys come in? Are you kidding me? Blah, blah, blah. And before they rip into him too hard, they kind of like shush him down and they're like, this is going to the report and head back to the major and, hand it to him. And so they get sent off, their heads down.
That's right. Naughty boys.
Shame.
Oh, wow. So glad we've got that sorted out. Is there a way back to the road? How far are we from the city?
Sergeant Devin says, we can take you to the city.
Really?
Yeah.
Our heroes.
Thank
We
you.
had to send word out what was going on and get some people to replace our patrols, but got it covered and we can take you there ourselves. I'm sure you don't want to sleep here tonight. There's no bed or anything.
Unless.
Unless you're tired or anything like that. You're more than welcome now.
I think I've got one last trek in me.
That's right.
Yeah, they look
Take us to a
kind of
convent.
disappointed. Their teeth have been stained from the wine, and you see their smiles fade.
Yeah. Get we to a nunnery.
Get we to a nunnery, indeed.
That's right. And you're like, all right, well, gather your things, and Kink Floof jumps up into your arms again, Thea, and
Whoa.
is not happy about the food that was served. Every time they tried to give him anything, he would kind of sniff and shake his head and bolt back under the table. But this time he's like white, so you see wherever he goes. That's really funny.
It's his most vulnerable state.
Yeah, he's not into it. So he looks a little perturbed, but it's fine. And they walk you out about a few hundred meters before they light some torches and start walking you towards what seems to be their little path, or at least their entrance into the main city. It doesn't seem like you guys are going through the main, the huge drawbridge type thing, heading towards at an angle on the flank of the town.
Getting a back door through customs.
That's right. This time though, they're asking you questions like, what's your name? Where are you from? How long are you staying? What are you here for? That kind of stuff. Most of it is just perfunctory. They do try to get some sort of a story out of you. And Thea, what name are you going to go by?
Gertie Thistlebottom.
Gertie Thistlebottom.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I think it's cute.
Yeah. Fits the world naming scheme too.
I think it's cute.
Yeah, they think it's cute too.
I like the name Gertie.
Yeah, they really like it. Yeah, their eyes are just always up and down. Every time you laugh and it doesn't seem like you're looking, they're just checking you out, both of you. And you're just giggling and bouncing.
Yeah, and pretending to not notice.
As you get closer to the city, you see these walls are huge and they are shiny. They are marble, or at least the outside of it looks like it's marble. So these smooth walls that no one would be able to scale unless you had a ladder or ropes or anything like that, giving it sort of its own intimidating appearance, impregnable. And it's not reflective in the sense that you could see yourself in it, but it does reflect light a bit. And it gives us this sheen, this naked feel. The walls on the outside have this foreboding presence, don't come in here. You reach a small gate. Sergeant Evan brings you in and explains the situation to the guards and says that they need to get you to the monastery because they're both pilgrims on the trail. They look a bit more solemn when that gets brought up, and they're like, okay, and nodding at you. They say, okay, yeah, it's right this way. And you're like, Devin, would you like to take them? And he nods and says, all right. He takes you out of the room, but as you're leaving, the guard in there says, look to the one in the mirror.
And to you as well.
And he nods. Seems acceptable. So he takes you down out of this area, up some spiral stairs, dark and creaky, torches, and then eventually out onto a wooden platform that goes down some more stairs, and it looks like you're finally coming out into open air. And you see now that you are in an outer bailey with even higher walls before you. And you get taken through another gate and more stairs and another gate. And you go through the inner bailey and into the city that is fully walled like a castle. The castle up at the very height of the city also has baileys, but they're almost stylistic, if anything else. They're short, maybe 10 feet or something like that, but they wrap around in a half circle around the base of the castle, the cathedral or church. And on approach, when looking at it, it gives the impression of a crescent moon, these walls leading up to the church. And of course, the church with its massive pointed steeple and spire and the mirrored moon hanging on it gives way to a striking and, again, foreboding and claustrophobic feeling. Looking at the mirror, you can't see any. It's not like you can see yourself reflected back. You can just see the sky or somewhat of it, but it doesn't feel good. And looking around, you see that there are mirrors almost everywhere. There are obelisks in the middle of the road that are mirrored, that people are walking around, and they're grabbing each other's hands real quick, looking in the mirror, laughing, and then moving on. As you keep walking down the road, roll a perception check.
15.
14.
The city is clean, spotless. You see people cleaning. You see roadways being swept. You see not like trash being picked up because there's no trash on the ground. It's not like a muddy pit of hell walking down the main thoroughfare like it is in most towns, where you'd have to watch out for wagons and horses and all that. It seems very organized and peaceful and with straight lines. Everything seems a bit more exposed. You can see into people's stores, and there's mirrors inside the stores that you can see through the glass into the building.
Literal police state.
Yeah, damn.
Fucking God. Thea hates it here.
Panopticon.
Hates it.
And there aren't many people out because it's dark. But the few people you do see, they all greet you kindly and, in your opinion, creepily. Everybody seems a little too nice. You remember on how
Nice.
Sundays you would go to service and everybody would greet each other in the morning, and everybody would act
nice
really sappy and sweet. But there was always that kind of glint in their eye, or there's that eye roll or that facial expression to let you really know what they actually meant. Like they,
Right, like the you know that I know.
yeah, like we don't like each other. This isn't like that.
The bless your heart of it all.
This seems like the fake sappy part with none of the you know what I actually mean. It does not seem genuine in the sense that like their friendliness seems fake, but it seems like genuine coming from them, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
Cult-like, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the vibe you're getting. There might be more weirdness, but at this point it's already weird enough and it's dark. But you continue on and you head towards the church. As you get closer, the symbolism of the smile, the crescent moon on its back, the mirrors, they seem to pop out everywhere. From tiling to brickwork to fountains to the way benches are shaped. Everything is either reflective, see-through, or in some way shaped like that smile.
The theming is so strong.
But it's subtle in a way. Like it's hypnotic, really. It's like these people just keep doing it because it's what you do.
Thea hates every fucking thing about this. She hates this place. She hates this so much.
And you guys end up, you're not walking straight up to the front doors of the church. You're taking a side street to the left, and you're going around the side of the gardens and the courtyards and the cemetery. You see a white building that is sloped and has its own little steeple. It's more tent-like in shape, but made of solid materials. It has that tent-like bell shape almost.
Oh, okay.
Where there are rows and rows of flowers of all kinds, roses and vines, things like that. It's very pretty. A lot of ground cover, and again, hard to see at night, but very thick as you make your way through here into the monastery. Reaching the black double doors of the monastery, Sergeant Devon turns to you and says, "I'm glad that you made it. I'm glad that we found you. I'll leave you here. And remember, you know you're pure when you can't help but smile when you look in the mirror." And he smiles at you. And he smiles at you, Astris.
Smile back.
And then, that's right, big smiles.
Big smile.
Show your teeth.
And
Teeth
you
out.
notice when he smiles really big, his teeth are just gross, like really bad, like stuff between them, things like that. It's like gross, but it's over quickly and he leaves. You turn around and reach up to knock on the door on the knockers that are there, the big black iron knockers that are not shaped like breasts.
About to say
Unfortunately.
the last time I used knockers, they were Syl's titty knockers, and Thea is just gutted.
Yeah. Thea went to reach up and saw them and then just put her hand back down for a second and was like,
Aww.
And
in
it
a day.
reminds you of why you're here.
Yeah.
And before you can finish knocking, the first knock at the door opens outward slowly, kind of floats and glides open, and out steps a woman with red hair and freckled skin and brown eyes. She's shorter and just has kind of maybe a bookish look to her. And she looks down at Thea and sort of down her nose as a Mother Superior does.
Yeah,
as
as
you
a
see
5 looks
dressed.
down at a 10.
Total Mother Superior vibes, looking down at you with full judgment and then looking down at Astris, and you make eye contact. Astris, you recognize this person.
Oh, shit.
This is the healer, Francesca,
Oh, shit.
from Dawn's Light. We'll end it there.
No!
Well, never thought we'd be volunteering to get caught. But I'm also pretty sure that was the only way to get Thea into Utopia. Boy, did I not expect to come face to face with Astris's old flame, Francesca. Oh man, I am so excited to see how that goes down. So don't miss the next episode. Subscribe to us on your favorite podcast app, and don't forget to tell your friends about us. As our listener count grows, we can see that some of you have. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Truly, I cannot express how much this means to us. So until next time, my darlings, drink water and stay sexy.